I think disruption is a hot topic. People like to think about it and say they're investing in disruption, but it's not always as easy as people think. Disruption. This is looking at companies that are really completely changing what's happening in specific sectors. So in technology, in industrials, in telecom, and they're developing the new technology that's really going to be changing the world going forward. There's really three things that people need to consider when they're looking at these disruptive themes. So the first one is time horizon. If you're looking at a theme, it's very hard to play it if it's going to happen tomorrow. The second thing we look for is conviction. A lot of themes sound interesting, but they don't necessarily have a high probability of playing out the way we expect them to. The third thing we look for is investability. There's many themes out there that are exciting, but they really don't have public equities that are available to invest in. Traditionally, the energy sector has really been driven by fossil fuels, oil, natural gas. What we see is lithium, which some people call the white petroleum, is really disrupting the energy sector, because you could see a lot of these companies that have been built around extracting oil, transporting it around the world, are at risk of lithium becoming ubiquitous and cars, transportation in general, being run by lithium batteries and electricity. I think social media has really been one of the biggest disruptors of the telecom space. If you really kind of think about old school communications, it was TV, it was radio, it was print. Now we're seeing it's social media is really kind of news companies. You see online media, you see streaming video, and that's what's completely changing the telecom sector. If you're really trying to invest in the broader social media space, you need to look globally for the companies in China and Japan and Russia that are really dominating their local markets. One other sector that we think has a lot of potential to be disrupted is the financial sector. If you look at financials, it's really oriented around these large banks that invest a ton in human capital, smart people to make decisions on where they should invest their money. And what we're starting to see is a disintermediation of those banks. You're seeing startups come into place that are allowing for peer-to-peer lending. You're seeing companies come in that are kind of replacing credit cards and payments and moving capital around the world. A few of the categories within fintech that we have our eye on are payments and processing, back office software, and we're also looking at things like blockchain technology. One of the challenges of investing in thematic ideas is where does it fit in a portfolio? A lot of people have built very grid-like portfolios in that they have sector exposures, they have geographic exposures, but when you're looking at themes, you kind of have to throw those out the door because some of the biggest thematic disruptors are going to come from any sector.